Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Okay. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've been doing some shrine puzzles. Since reaching Zora's Domain and discovering an actual fast travel point, which I was able to use to actually fast travel, I thought I'd go and catch up on many of these shrines I had neglected. Gain some spirit orbs, or sporbs. I have now accumulated 8 sporbs, which brought up an interesting thing. There's this... Can I see it? No. Well, next time I load or save the game, you'll see there's a screen with icons and numbers on it. Keeps track of various things, your number of spirit orbs, your number of Korok seeds, health and stamina, but there's at least one stat on it which I don't understand. So if we see that screen again, I'll mention that. See if anyone else knows what it is. In one of the shrines, there wasn't a puzzle, oddly. There was a fight instead with one of the little robot guys. They're like guardians, but a lot smaller. And that fight was cool because it dropped this stuff. Check out these weapons, like literally glowing ancient Sheikah technology. They're not actually super powerful, like they're not as good numerically as the Lizzlefoss reinforced gear I already had before. Yeah, I could probably get across here. I can. Haven't been up here before. But they're probably good for something in particular. Let's check them out, actually. So what I've got is a Guardian Sword. Product of ancient technology, not very durable. And a Guardian Shield. Right, yes, this is the special thing. It can deflect a Guardian Scout's beam. The question is whether it can deflect a full-sized Guardian's beam. I don't know. We'll see. Or will we? Well, if that shield looks close to breaking, I'll put it away. Right now I want to use these things because they look cool, basically. That little flash of light, that's a good thing. I mean, 20 damage is obviously enough to kill one of those guys, but they're not powerful. So, with my Sporb budget, I'm hoping to be able to get a stamina up and a health up. Life up, a heart container, if you will. You who have conquered the shrines and claimed the spirit orbs. Yeah, thank you for whatever this is. Now that's a classic Zelda noise. Looks like there's 5 parts to the stamina wheel. I would kind of like to prioritize stamina as a general principle, if it suits my playstyle better, but I've noticed recently that a lot of things do 4 hearts or more of damage. So just having 4 hearts is not really safe, particularly in the Zora region. Now that reminds me, there's a question of what to do next, because I've kind of got 2 what I think are main quests in progress here. Let's have a look at the adventure log. Well, I've technically got 3 main quests in progress. Obviously I want to destroy Ganon, but yeah, that's too hard. So I've got this thing about going back and speaking to Impa. I left her alone last time because Impa, the elder of the Kakariko village, asked Link whether he was really certain he wanted to do this hero stuff since he didn't actually remember anything about his past. And I was like, you know what, it would be a good thing to, like, I don't know, recover memories or something somehow. But I think it was probably wrong to put that off because I don't have any way to actually do that. Like, probably following the main storyline is how you would find out more about your Link's past. So it doesn't make much sense in retrospect. And then I've also been going to Zora's Domain, where there's an actual specific problem. One of the divine beasts, which King Rome told me about, it's doing too much water. I'm guessing the problem is going to be that the dam is threatened. But the perpetual rainstorm is kind of a problem in and of itself, even if it doesn't overtop the reservoir. However, I think I'll be returning to Kakariko Village. I would like to... The Sheikah were cool. I didn't fully explore the village when I was there. lots of towers. And, yeah, I just think it seems more like a thing you're meant to do first. Although I have a compulsion to not do first things that you're meant to do first sometimes. Another thing I might do, I might take advantage of my ability to paraglide here and just go explore something else, because there's a lot of different places you can go in this world. Like last time I was standing on top of the Temple of Time here, my options were very limited. Now they are not. Let's see if the dead king still hangs out in this hut being dead. Not sure why he was doing that in the first place. But I do know that if I can take a nap in a hut, I can get bonus hearts. Yeah, there's nobody here. Just a book about how to make spicy pepper recipes. I think I did figure out that recipe in the end. Oh, hello. The diary's been updated. Slumber of Restoration, did not know how to tell you, deceive you. Most important, defeat Calamity Ganon and save my precious daughter Zelda. Well, I'm glad he believes in me. To be honest, this does seem like a pretty tough job. It may take some doing. I should probably cook some things. Have I got any interesting ingredients at the moment? I have a lot of frogs, I know that much. Yeah, look at this. Speed boost effect, I mean, yeah. So let's try some experiments here. 1 frog and 1 tail. I don't really have enough tails to experiment with. 1 frog and 1 Lizalfoss horn. Let's see what that does. It's not on fire, is it? Well, let's solve that problem. Right. Now a random chunk of the woods and also the campfire is burning like I wanted it to be. I hope that doesn't spread. Right. 1 horn, 1 frog. This is the basic test. I'm going to figure out the formula for how elixir stuff works. Although I know there's other stuff this test won't cover, like the quality of monster parts. Right, so this gives me a low-level haste effect, a single arrow, for 2 minutes 10 seconds. Now, if I go for 2 horns and 1 frog... 320. That's interesting. So 210, 320. What does this mean? I got an extra 70 seconds of duration from adding an extra monster part. Alright, well now let's use 2 frogs. Maybe this formula won't be simple. And 1 horn. Also an extra 70 seconds of duration. No, hang on, that's less than 70? It's like an extra 50 seconds. So that's not the right way to do things. Interesting. Basically adding redundant ingredients like that, not higher quality but just more of the same thing, is a sort of inefficient multiplier, it looks like, the duration of the elixir. Alright, so what if I combine a frog of the same variety, highly valued as the ingredient for elixirs, I think I have some monster parts which are higher quality. I think Lizalfoss tail is better than Lizalfoss horn, but maybe it's not. It Is there a difference between valued and highly valued? So that gave me an even longer duration. So it looks to me like the frog is providing the basic effect. Higher quality ingredients, like more ingredients, increase duration. So, and there's no way, I think, to increase the power of the effect without using something better than a frog. So frog's not my only option here. Hot-footed frog, swift file. I do have a high-tail lizard, although that's not more powerful, I think. Oh well. Let's try seeing what sort of things I can combine seeds with. Like, I'm not sure what the basics of dish making is. Like, dish is cooked. So the carp is supposed to increase attack power. Seeds as opposed to boost your movement speed. But those things aren't necessarily compatible, right? Like, if I just cook these together, my impression is that I might get a generic dish which actually does neither of those things. Yeah, fish skewer. It doesn't actually have any special qualities at all. What happens if I combine two ingredients? It helps increase your movement speed with similar qualities. Lotus seeds and super carrot. Hasty steamed fruit. Well, that gives me a low-level movement speed boost, which is what I would get, I think, from using just one of the ingredients and combined with something that, like, a highly enshroom doesn't do anything, right? It's just basic health restoration, which all food does. What if I put that with a lotus seed? Mushroom and seeds here. Doesn't look like a seed, does it? Hasty fruit and mushroom mix. This, I think, has the same amount of health recovery and same quality of movement speed boost, but it looks like it has a shorter duration. So from combining the two, like with elixirs, combining two effects of the same kind of effect and power level, perhaps it increases the duration of them, which is not all that useful, but sometimes it's what you want. Like really long-lasting movement speed would be good. In fact, I'm going to make a 4-frog elixir for that purpose. But with an Octorok tentacle. I don't know whether those are particularly worthwhile or not. Well, now I don't understand anything. This didn't just increase the duration. Could it be that 2 frogs wasn't enough? Well, let's do a proper experiment here. I'm going to use Octorok tail, tentacle, and a single frog. Just to see if this is different to the combination of single frog and Lizalfos tail. Perhaps multi-frog does increase the power of the effect, but it wasn't increased by enough to tell before. Low-level haste effect. Now I'll use a different material, a low-level monster part deliberately. Key swing with 4 frogs. What I'm expecting here is that I get 3 speed up markers at a shorter duration than 5 minutes. No, same duration. Perhaps the monster parts just aren't very important. It's just a kind of catalyst. Well, one thing I will do is just cook a couple of fruits and mushrooms for a basic massive health restore, which I might need occasionally. Oops. Four hearts is a useful number because I'll generally be on above 1 heart, but sometimes not very far above. Perhaps if I'm below 1 heart, I'm dead. Cookable mushrooms. So let's see if this follows the elixir rule. 4 of these mushrooms and an apple. I don't know if the apple is even relevant here. It's not an elixir, you don't need monster parts. Hasty fruit and mushroom mix. So it gave me a small movement speed boost, but a reasonable amount of health and duration. I don't know what to think about that. Well, here's what I want to think about it. I want some defense elixirs. This time I'm using multiple monster parts to try and boost... What? What was it? I've heard that once or twice before when making a particularly powerful thing. Is the fact that it lasts 8 minutes the powerful thing? Huh. Also, it heals you. Do elixirs usually do that? No, they don't. So that is in fact a super elixir. I'm so confused. I've learned some things. So, stamina crab. Do I need anything other than raw crab to make a powerful stamina restorative? Like, this is hopefully a stand-in for other kinds of effect-having foods. No, I didn't. Just spamming a lot of crabs into the meal gave me a mega crab meal. Energizing seafood skewer. Way too powerful for me, I shouldn't have done that. I'll remember those crabs have power. Similarly, this could produce something that increases my stealth a lot by cooking all these flowers together. I'm just not sure how much synergy there is in using multiple kinds of food. So the flowers, I used only flowers here and didn't get any health at all. It's only a low-level stealth boost, but it lasts for 8 minutes. The ingredients combine in interesting ways. I'm going to climb to the top of that mountain, I see. I need some way to tear myself away from cooking here, because it's like endlessly interesting in a confusing way. And a reliable way to make myself more interested in something else is a mountain to climb. Jump off that without a paraglider and you die. Even though it's not actually very far down, like you could totally climb to the bottom of that. Artificial requirement. But hey, it's a cool plateau. From up here, I might be able to get a better sense of some of the southern parts of the map. As that is the region I'm in, roughly. Yeah, relative to most of the map, definitely way down south. Not the southest you can get, but quite south. So there's what I think of as the cool bridge. Oh, it's broken. Oh no, maybe this bridge is not safe. I mean, it's probably okay for a person to walk across a Hylian. I don't know if I'd trust it to wagon traffic. That's a cool bridge. There's a tower, fairly close, relatively speaking. There's the Great Plateau, of course. I've got a Mesa region over there, which looks cool. Central Hyrule is that way. You can tell by the castle and Death Mountain, and the east, generally, is there-ish. I wonder if I can see... So is that tower, is that Lanayru Tower? You can see them from a long way away. It could be... Yeah, because this one is West Necluda. So that must be Lanayru Tower. Those are actually the wetlands down there. Can't see the bulk of the wetlands. But if I put a pin on the tower... Oh, there we are, pink. Will confirm from the map my pin is in fact past the wetlands. There you go. Oops, I left my horse there. I completely forgot about that. That's right. My trip to Saurus Domain. I'm so sorry, Doug. I'll pick it up at some point. Fortunately, horses seem to just stay where you put them forever, and I can fast travel to get that one back. So that's Lanayru, there's Central Hylia, there's the Great Plateau Tower. I can't actually see the Central Tower from where I am. It's effectively concealed, but it's going to be behind the temple somewhere. And I don't really know what lies north and west. There's a plateau in the way and a mountain. I can go higher up the mountain, however. Dragonflies. I want to catch it. Yeah. A warm Dana. A special organ that causes it to sweat profusely? Oh my god. I don't know if I want to eat dragonfly sweat. Hey, I may need the cold resistance. Very nice. Good. This kind of natural landscape with interesting shapes to it. It's the sort of place you often find Koroks. So I'm going to be on the lookout for anything unusual. Oh, what was that noise? Sounded like an owl. I'm still baffled that the old king at the start was not an owl. I guess there's the two kinds of mentors you get in these games, kings and owls. And the distinct. You don't have to have both of them. Nice Misa. I wonder if that's a place I can get to. Yeah, this whole region seems too complicated to not be a part of the game. Even though it's mostly barren, I bet it's explorable. Nice and beetle, I guess. They're like baobab trees. There's some kind of herd of horses. Oh my god. Are those baby horses? It's like a... Or are these normal-sized horses and this is the king of all horses? I don't know, but I like it. Yet another tower. Oh, here comes Thunderstorm. It's going to be time to fast travel shortly, I think. So these highlands... From here... That nearish tower is awfully tempting, isn't it? The southeast of the map is pretty much the area I've been most... Well, east and south. I've been most explorative of so far, so there's no need to end that yet. Alright, let's de-equip certain things. Is that metal? I don't know. Also don't know. The knight's bow is certainly metal. Oh. There's someone on a horse down there. I hope they're okay. Oh shit, it's not someone? Wait, oh no, they're gonna fight me. Okay. I'm gonna find out, I guess, with these guardian things. Or in fact, metallic or not. I'm hoping they're made of like Sheikah stone stuff. Yeah, it doesn't seem metal. That's good. These guys actually have pretty good horses. I guess they must have tamed them. What are these monsters? Like, not a question that previous games really encourage you to answer. They're just like Ganon's evil summoning things or whatever. Oops. No, it's very close. Oh! Serious lightning strikes going on there. Setting large parts of the field on fire. Okay, I think this is the direction I was headed in before. So, good to know those aren't metal at all. Still, I'm going to save the game, because that lightning could still hit me by accident. The Farron Grasslands is where I am, according to the save file name. I know I said I was going to Kakariko Village to resume the main quest, and I will at some point. I'll do that thing. Bats. What keys? Whoa! That's a larger than usual skeleton. It's like a moblin skeleton. That's cool. Definitely sizable. Nice key. Ah, but like most skeletons, he's not very tough. Guardian Sword is badly damaged. Yeah, so... these Guardian weapons, they look cool. The damage on them is not actually super high, they don't actually last super long. It's good damage, not bad, it's not super good. The thing is you can use them in a thunderstorm. So, I guess I should, if I find more of them, I'll probably keep one set around for that reason. Also the deflecting beams thing has a little promise. Blood Moon Rising. That is by far the second most evil moon I've seen in a Zelda game. You know what would be nice, since I made all these elixirs? Wouldn't it be nice to go fast? Ooh, thing. There's something glowing in the air. Not you. There's something else glowing. Well, maybe it was just a flash of lightning. There's certainly a lot of those. Ooh. Let's get on top of this peak and then, oh no, let's not lose the mark, because sometimes it's hard to find these things again. Pin that. Shrine. Sometimes I could wish for a mouse and keyboard for precision, but that's not what you get in a console game. I like controllers, gamepads in general. They are comfortable, perhaps not for an enormous amount of time, but comfortable to hold for a while. And you can have kind of semi-standardized control schemes, which is great, but not super precise. So, it's blood time.
The blood moon rises once again.
Okay. Oh, I will. The blood. I guess those riding bokoblins behind me will now be back, so I shouldn't stay here. Yep, there they are. Oh, there's some like them are. Nice lake, I guess, if you like that sort of thing. This tower doesn't seem hard to reach. There's the ocean, so far enough south and you reach that. Hello. This seems like something worth swooping in on. I see a number of possibilities in this region. Okay, let's not break that. Chopped. Here's a cool sword I got from some Zora, I think. No, I got it from a shrine. It's a Zora manufacture, however. Fisherman's shield. Its light wooden construction makes it convenient to take onto a boat. You know what's not convenient about it? The extremely low defense power. How does shields even work in this game? Oh no, he's too fast. Oh wait, no he's not. Fire. So I noticed that this was called a Zora longsword. I guess to the Zora it is. The Zora are tall. To Hylians, or at least to Link, who's not the tallest Hylian in the world, this is a two-handed weapon, so that's amusing. It's a discrepancy between expectation and reality. A really cool looking weapon, but not actually particularly effective. In fact, I think Knight's broadswords might be categorically better. So I may want to swap here. Two-handed weapon, use it. Silver longsword, yeah. You can't sell weapons, so there's no point keeping that around. Unless... This isn't... The thing is, I like having one spear-type weapon with me, because spears are good. Yeah, the one I'm using right now is actually my least useful weapon. Knight's broadsword. How good is that again? Yeah, this is actually really good. And I also won't waste this cool shield. Let's go back to the Lizzle gear. Alright, have I exhausted the guy smashing potential of this region, perhaps? No, not quite. We can still have a little bit of fun. It's just after a blood moon, so it's a good time to murder people. They won't be coming back soon. Some kind of new shader was compiled for a sec there. You don't see the shader stutter too often anymore, as my legitimate game console, which exists physically in reality, has largely finished. Well, it's built a largish shader cache. There are probably areas I haven't been to with new shaders in them. Oh, well, that reminds me. That jump thing. So I never officially learned how to do this. Like, I just figured out at some point that if you press attack while jumping, you do a big attack. That's cool, right? But I remember earlier, a couple of days ago, I was fighting something. I accidentally held down the button. Yes, this thing. I never officially learned about that either. I guess you just have, like, some moves that Link can do. What are the moves? I don't know. How are you supposed to learn them? I also don't know. So, cool and worrisome. What other stuff am I not doing that I could be doing? I largely appreciate this element of the game. Exploration is an extreme favorite activity of mine in video gaming, and learning out what you can do by trial and error is actually a pretty fun thing in a game. It startles me though. It's not what I would expect out of a Zelda game historically. There's the tower I was trying to reach. There's already pinned shrine. What is that tower that I... Oh, choose. Low. At some point I'll figure out how to use Chew Jelly. I haven't been working on it very actively, I admit that. The ocean. Unless I see something pressing from this tower, I may actually head to the Southern Ocean and see what that's like. Ooh, hello. This place is considerably more defended than it appeared 10 seconds ago. Well, that's fine. I've got a reasonable amount of reasonably powerful equipment. It's unlikely they'll defeat me. I'm definitely coming to enjoy the weapons and armor as ammunition model. Breakages and everything. It doesn't feel like breakage, it feels like ammo. And it enforces variety, which I like. So, overall, good piece of game design. I know some people probably do not enjoy it, but I think I do. Pretty much everything in this game is very good game design. Like, it's just... it's hard to describe how clearly good it is. Like, I'm not some kind of game designologist. Not, like, super experienced in telling what is good and bad about these things, although I suppose I have played a lot of video games. But the quality, the sheer quality of implementation, of conception, everything about the ideas and the reality of Breath of the Wild is like, yep, this is a really good video game. When it came out, which would have been a couple of years ago, I think it got a bunch of Game of the Year type awards from various publications, you know, game quote, journalism unquote, and all deserved. Like, really, really good. I would recommend it to anyone, I think. Anyone who likes video games. Like, that's pretty much... Sometimes you're like, oh, you'll like this if you like such and such. I need a ranged weapon here. In this case, the recommendation is you will like Breath of the Wild if you like video games. Fire damage might not be super effective against this guy. No, it was actually literally didn't hurt him. Okay, but I bet ice... Oh, shit. Right. Oh, you know what? You know what this is time for? My frozen drumstick. I knew I had this for a reason. Fire resistance. Alright. Let's try and get set on fire list. Wow, this is awkward and inconvenient. Keep bringing on fire. So at least it's inconvenient for my enemies as well. Sheesh. Just this damn thing. Okay, eat ice. He didn't like that. If I didn't like that, I mean, was instantly destroyed. Phew. And the apples were baked on the tree because it was set on fire. What a cool game. Just a really great toy, basically. This time, io sono preparato. Something just hit and nearly killed me. I don't know what it was. These fire rods. I don't really want them. Was it this guy? Shooting arrows at me? Did he headshot me? It's kind of sneaking here. I think he hadn't spotted me. Thanks, Sheikah Gear. Sometimes people just don't hear you when wearing this stuff, even if you're quite near them. It's also really pretty. Whoa, rip my shield. I guess you can block stuff like fire arrows, but not this. As it is. Ah! Dragonbone Bokobo. Cool. That's pretty worthwhile to have. Dragonbone, so it won't be an issue in thunderstorms. Right. This tower is mine now. I notice I'm right near one end of Cool Bridge. Lake Tower. Indeed, there is a lake. I may be referring to that lake. I still want more stamina. You know what? I want more stamina and more hearts. Guess I'll have to locate and solve the puzzles in more shrines. Interesting terrain. I bet you there's more bokoblins down there though. Many or most of these towers have been turned into fortresses of one form or another. But until recently they were sort of stuck in the ground. They weren't in tower form. Did Calamity Ganon, and I love saying that name, did Calamity Ganon have people, his creatures, guarding these sites? Speaking of Calamity Ganon, I don't know if the game will elaborate on this. I kind of hope it doesn't. Isn't it funny how, like, in the earlier Zelda games, like the 2D Zeldas and then in Ocarina of Time, you had backstories and stuff, and some of them linked into each other and made sense, and others didn't, but in general, back in the day, there was a time when, like, a Ganon or Ganondorf was, like, a person who did bad things and was, like, the bad guy. He was a person, basically. And over time, he became more and more this sort of mythic figure of evil. Particularly with the vague connection between the games, and the idea that they sort of are one world with history repeating, two heroes like the Bard, Cass told me. Cass for Cassowary? Who knows? Anyway, I like the fact that at this point in the quasi-timeline, it's reached the point where Ganon is just some kind of vague force of evil. A calamity in not even human form. Tower up. Cool. Scanning. Nice. Well, if I want to go here fast, now I can. This region is called Lake Hylia. Okay, hence Lake Tower. So the river flows into this lake as the watershed, and then actually looks like there's a bit of underground travel, and it comes out into the Farron Sea. I know there's ocean over here too. How much of Hyrule is surrounded by ocean? Certainly the south and east. Shrine pinging. It's actually the one I saw before. Are there any others in this region that I can see from this tower? Shrines are not always obvious from towers. You kind of have to just kind of travel around and explore to come across them. Though standing in high places helps, the game deliberately obscures a lot of stuff from you no matter where you stand. Speaking of which, what is the tallest point in the game? The Dueling Peak's pretty high up. Death Mountain might be taller, but it's right on the edge of everything. Mount Hylia, I've been atop that. You can see a long way, but not as far as you might think. I'll have to check out Mount Hylia again now that I understand the game geography a bit better. And this peak is pretty high up also. So about that ocean, there's some cool stuff out there. Don't know what it is exactly. Might be another Lizalfos hideout or some kind of... Yeah, it's got that kind of fish-like architecture, which I first erroneously thought was Zora. That actually looks like a stables. Stables with a shrine next to it. That will be a semi-priority to reach. But not yet, because there's actually a lot of stuff everywhere. And I do want to return to Kakariko Village. Or to Telonig Shrine, which is fast travel point next to Kakariko Village. Alright, I explored much of this village last time I was here, but not the whole thing, and I brushed off Impa to go and find myself. I'm now relatively satisfied with having found myself. At least I've found some increases to my health and stamina, and a bunch of cool Zora and various random chunks of wilderness. I found some horses. I think it's time. Although, I notice this shrine is not actually completed, so... it takes 4 orbs to get anything done. But yeah, let's do a shrine here. Wearing the top, bottom, and headwear from the same kit. Bonus effects. I completely failed to read out that thing. What kind of rune puzzle have we got today? So the way it's worked in the shrine puzzles, they've basically all been about using the runes. Apart from that one where there was a fight, and the shrine with the fight actually had pretty much the same layout. It had a different name. It was like a minor trail of strength. Telonig's teaching. But this looks like the same kind of, apart from the lack of pillars, looks like another fighty shrine. Like that pit in the middle, there was one of those, and a little robot mini guardian rose up from it. Let's open some stuff. So I wonder if this is actually another fight. Eightfold blade. Sharpest conventional weapons ever made. Is this a katana joke? The thing about the eightfold blade is it isn't actually very good. But I want to open this chest because I think you get map markers for whether shrine chests have been opened or not. So I'll drop something like my relatively crappy spear. There you go. Okay, Eightfold Blade. Is it really any good at all? Maybe it's highly durable, I don't know. It looks cool. Sure, it's like wakizashi with a bit that you can jab into people if they try and grab the base of your sword or whatever. That is just not very powerful. So equip that. Drop that. And reclaim that. Drill shaft is occasionally good. I know the damage looks low, but yeah, it's totally a fight. Yep, one of these things again. The other one also had a shield, which is why I got the sword and the shield. What? 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 What the fuck? The game has never done any kind of combat tutorial to me. And now there's one in a random shrine? What if I hadn't gone in here? I hadn't gone in here until now. Okay. Target enemies, strafe, jump. You have got to be squidding me. So, I did wonder if you could jump out of the way of things, but I didn't find a way to it. So you have to be strafing? Is that how... Did you get iframes? Oops, okay, that wasn't a jump. But I'm not going to equip a weapon because I want to try this jump thing. Oh my god. I saw this thing once before and I couldn't figure out how to do it again. Okay, so like now I want to jump to the right. Do you press this once or more than once? More than once. Cripes. A backflip? You can do a backflip? Okay. Sure, that seems like something that's useful to know about. Parry? Why is the strike back in the opening? Oh my god. There's a parry button? What the fuck? Oh my god, there's a parry button! That's not right. Why is the game's entire combat tutorial buried in this random shrine in Kakariko Village? Perfect guy. Fill up your power, then release it to unleash a charge attack. Yeah, I noticed this one. This is going to be holding down the attack button, isn't it? Yes, it is. Wow. There it is, my power. And I get a replacement Guardian Sword. Crucial skills! Okay. Maybe not all of the things in the game are perfectly designed. Shield of the Mind's Eye. Cool, I guess. Well, in the other fighty shrine, which I guess was the second fighty shrine, since the thing you fight there is like that one, but tougher. That one did give me a spirit orb, like other shrines do. So I'm hoping to get a Sporb here as well. Cool. Good to have opals. Orb me up. Your triumph over the test of strength subverts a prophecy of ruin. So, I've seen that text before. It's different from the usual shrine text because it's not a puzzle. And I'm pretty sure the strength test shrine I saw with the little robot I need to fight was in Zora's Domain. It was the shrine I reached at what would be, if you're watching videos, the end of the last video. So the shrine in Kakariko Village, a main quest place, and the shrine in Zora's Domain, a main quest place, have these fighting trials instead of puzzles. It's cool, it's like consistent, but I hadn't... Because I never went into the Kakariko Village shrine when I was here before, I was too busy experiencing horse situations, I guess, and arguing about carrots. Speaking of which, I've got to meet that guy at midnight. Do that some other time.